Greetings all, the Critic Kid coming at you. And I have to say, I'm a little banged up after last time. Seems I got a tad carried away while rolling off the bed en route to my training. However, I am a tough, strong Critic Kid, and nothing's going to stop me doing my job. And on another note, if I met any other one of these movie critics out there, I would kick their anus. So you can! Also, falling off the bed, I only felt a fraction of the pain that I endured while watching Shark Attack 3. So the miserable film begins by establishing the danger.
5-mile drop-off. So remind him not to do any sightseeing.
Remind him not to do any what?
So remind him not to do any sightseeing.
Sexing? Well, whatever he's not meant to be doing any of, it doesn't matter because he's dead. We then cut to a raunchy couple and this old man making stupid noises on a boat.
5 hours. Oh.
We then meet the bland lead for this movie who finds a tooth in the underwater cable. What follows is a sequence that there's so much wrong with I don't know where to start. After being unable to identify what type of shark the tooth belongs to, he takes a picture of it which shows up instantaneously on his laptop at a different angle and with a white background. Furthermore, how did the image get there in the first place? There's no leads connecting the camera to the laptop. Anyway, the magic picture is sent out and received by a sexy paleontologist who recognizes the tooth immediately. There's then a rip-off scene from Jaws where two people making out in the water get snagged by the shark, but I can't show it because it contains dreaded nudity. No! Get it off YouTube at once! So getting back onto the subject of people wearing clothes, Ben, who's the guy who found the shark tooth, is a lifeguard and he meets the sexy paleontologist, who upon seeing the shark tooth flew out to the area even though there was absolutely no location disclosed in the message. So the two of them basically telegraph that there'll be a sex scene between them later on in the film. Just to put across the dangers of the shark even further, we see another death scene. That's right, even if you're just 4 feet in the water, you're lunch. The attack prompts Ben to visit Kat and come clean with how dangerous this shark is.
It's serious.
So serious that I'm gonna keep corpsing with every line I deliver.
This means you're not a marine biologist after all. You lied to me?
I had to.
Why?
Because you suck at acting and you can't stop laughing. Okay, the real reason is because it's a Megalodon, a prehistoric shark which can grow up to 70 feet. We follow up with some more deaths, which are rather gory, but they don't contain any part of an anatomy that's completely natural, which YouTube finds to be heresy, so I guess they're okay. Okay, that's the sort of reaction you have when you spill your drink. I think someone getting killed warrants a bit more effort. The manager of the local resort won't close down the beach because he wants the tourists' money. You know, kind of like in that Jaws movie.
You cannot let people swim in the water when there's a shark out there!
You tell him, Ben. This old geezer, who looks like John McCain, shows up. He's a former employee of Apex Communications, the big corporate company who are installing the underwater cables. He shows up to talk some strategy with Ben and Kat on catching the shark and how it might be baited in by the cables. But more importantly than that, he uncovers some information which shows that Apex are scum. We don't exactly know what the information is, but it must be evil because there's ominous music playing. He proceeds to confront the nasty boss of Apex Communications, which paves the way for dialogue exchanges like this.
Anyway.
They knew it was risky. There were things that weren't accounted for out there.
Bull fucking shit! You knew something was happening! And you covered it up! You're finished, Dolly. When the press gets a hold of you, they're gonna rip you a new asshole.
Go tell your story. Who would believe you?
Oh, that's a lame comeback. Tell him he hasn't got the authority to declare happy birthday or something.
You ain't got the authority to declare happy birthday!
So Kat and Ben have sailed out to go fight the shark, who charges the boat, like in Jaws. And apparently Ben thinks this shark to be a son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch!
So as you can see, the shark has broken into the boat and retreated to a laughable fight. I would say you'd probably be able to see how fake and plastic the shark looks, but the cameraman seems to be having a seizure, or maybe just laughing at how crap the scene will turn out, and thus doesn't even get a single proper shot of it. So while Ben makes silly faces towards the camera, Kat grabs the shotgun, and furthering the movie's quest to redefine ineptitude, doesn't even deliver her one-liner right. And it was drowned out by the music as well. Excellent, double whammy. But on the bright side of things, that means the movie's over then. Well, unfortunately not, because all they killed was the baby shark and there's still a fully grown mother shark around. That is not serious. This is what this movie is most renowned for, its special effects. And contrary to some belief, it's not CGI, it's just that they took stock footage of sharks and superimposed it and then spliced it into the footage of the actors. And to be fair, it's not a bad technique. It's used in a lot of old movies, and I'll accept it. You know, granted it doesn't look perfect, but if the actors do a good enough job, I'll happily suspend my disbelief. The problem I have isn't the special effect itself, it's that they had the shark consume a boat! I mean, that defies comprehension! After the boat, the shark gobbles up another couple of people who were helping on the assignment. It upsets Ben enough to elicit a no! But it's not going to deter him from trying to get laid that night.
You know, I'm really wired. What do you say I take you home and eat your pussy?
Well, forget about the smooth-talking sanitation supervisor from Slugs the movie.
How about if we get naked and get crazy?
It is clearly Ben who you should be taking lessons from on how to chat up the ladies. I mean, wow, that line is just staggering. And not just because of how crass and crude it is, not just because it comes out of nowhere, but because he isn't actually joking. It doesn't appear that he's trying to be ironic, he's really being serious.
What do you say I take you home and eat your pussy?
If you think that creating a lithium-based arsenic to take on some slugs when you could just put salt on them is over the top, wait until you hear the plan for Shark Attack. The plan is to get the submarine, steered by a video game controller, into the shark's mouth so that a detection missile can then hit it. Why? Just get some military jets, fly over, and bomb the shit out of it. If it's 70 feet in size, then hitting the target isn't going to be a problem. So the Apex Corporation have thrown a big party on a cruise to try and entice some investors. This means that there's some meat for some more preposterous giant shark eating. No, that's not how you do it. Here, learn from the master.
Oh my god!
And then a lifeboat with 4 people gets eaten up. And just when you think it can't get any more ridiculous, as the boss from Apex tries to get away, look, a horrible backdrop green screen effect, an absurdly silly reaction, and then boom into the shark's mouth. Great, triple whammy. So Ben performs the feat of a lifetime, actually getting the submarine in the shark's mouth and getting out.
Torpedoes away, motherfucker!
Ben gets stuck in the water while doing this, but I'm sure they'll get him onto a raft and then use the easy to resuscitate movie cliche. Oh, he doesn't even need it. He just coughs out the water all by himself. Amazing. So the movie then gives us a closing shot where it tries to show us that there's another giant Megalodon shark lurking in the waters, but the lighting sucks so you can't actually see anything. So that was Shark Attack 3, which takes me a third of the way through reviewing films, being the third in a franchise. I've also managed to come up with some new techniques to get past all those pesky tractors, so hopefully I'll get through this journey as swiftly as possible. Join me next time where my next stop will be at The Never-Ending Story 3. Well, it will end. I woke up and uploaded a review that was loaded with good writing and the power of pun. With the talent I exude, I should get a lot of views. Somehow I'm not getting what's due. And other critics are getting theirs too. And here it goes, I'm just a critic and this movie is bullshit. I'm just a critic, yet you know I will never quit. Nobody cares, yet I'm not lame, and I ain't getting deserved fame tonight. And when I've had my tea, I'll put on a DVD and watch another shitty movie. I'll try and think about the last time saw a movie that was fine. All of this to make Critic Kid grow. yet I don't get recognition that I'm owed. And here it goes. I'm just a critic and this movie is bullshit. I'm just a critic, but you know I will never quit. Nobody cares.